Oh, fair enough, fair enough. I do make myself laugh a fair bit, so that's something. Just gotta figure out how to make other people laugh when I'm
Is it even possible
doing
to feel
stuff.
homesick if your home no longer exists?
Oh yeah, hi, we're back. We're going into the sun. We're here in Sunfall. We're doing this. Let's do it. Not much of an intro, but don't need it. God, so many jokes that or references that I do don't, or just fall on deaf ears because they're in the wrong format and don't work the
What are you
same.
waiting around for, Outlander? Bounties are announced
Been
inside.
snatched away? How much must we endure?
It's a blessing and a curse. A blessing because I can make myself laugh, but also a curse because I'm the only one. Huh, nobody here. They safe.
It's awful what happened to Eastman, but
I'm sure I mentioned this before, but I like how you can kind of hear the chatter in the background about, oh, Edelman's gone, he got captured, or, oh, did you see that the thing blew up? I like that they do that in games. You're filling deaf eyes challenge. And an accomplishment, to be honest. Falling on deaf eyes. Nobody here. Oh god. Alright.
one day our Sun King is here. The next, he's gone.
This is insane.
Hardly the balustrade. It's a short drop from there.
Yeah, it's like that. It's neat that they do that. So where do I actually... Okay. How do I get to there from here? It's just... it's this. It's just this. Okay. Swear to God, I just need to use my eyes every... Yeah, so one complaint I had about the game is that the climbing can be funky sometimes. And the traversal, and that is just another one of the times where the climbing or traversal can be kind of funky. I mean, it ended up working
Other
out,
side
but
of the
like...
tower. Look for a vent.
A shame what happened to poor Grelad, whatever.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
I will also say right here that he said point of no return. We have to finish this mission in one go from here, but this will not lock you out of doing other missions and stuff before the end of the game. It is just point of no return for this mission. It's just to clear that up. So there are some missions that are you can't do until you have, or at least this one ancient armory mission I can't do like before
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the
finishing
secrets
this
of this
mission.
world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good we don't live in a world where we're
Emergency
trying to automate everything with machines and AI. It's great. Oh, that's not good.
I underestimated. So by now,
Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, they know we're here now.
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
True, do need to vent. I also heard my Amazon digital assistant go off, but I do not know what she said, and I hope that she doesn't get picked up again.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Yes.
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Fair. Yeah, no, she didn't hear me talk about that. Alright. I'm gonna let you pause to read this one. It's... The other one was short, but this one was a little long. And there's another one over here. The audio ones I'll listen to, but the text ones are normally too long to read. Just trying to keep things moving. I will I will call you a hexcaster, Catherine, now, if that is what you so wish, but the digital assistant, no, I'm not going to do that.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
From lounge staff to admin about soundproofing. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. Yikes. Okay, nothing there. Is anything off in this direction? No, that door's shut. This room. What is in this room? Another text. I mean, beyond my asking the digital assistant to play Spotify, not really. That just asking about restocking with herbal tea and stuff. Supply crate. We'll take all of the supplies.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
Okay.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
ZB-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
Yeah, see day. It's always a little bit heavier than I remember it being.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it. Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Elizabeth Sobek, give them thoughts and prayers. I mean, kinda, in a sense.
You previously worked for Pharaoh Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept and collapse in the light of creation. That first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Want to discuss?
Oof. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Chapter, Revelations.
The data points.
Now, I didn't always understand.
Alright, well, we didn't really get to hear the rest of that interview with Travis State, but it's fine. So many of these things to view.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Yeah, okay. So where's the Travis Tate one? Let you pause to read this if you want to, But it's, there's a lot to get through, unfortunately. Oh, we saw, okay.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about?
This is going on YouTube, too.
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
It is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them?
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Done! Please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Might be June, maybe a little later. Depends on how I space stuff out. Don't worry about it. He very Yankee, yes. For good reason. This one is talking about how it's a big trauma and it's important to be able to talk about it, review information without hesitation, and keep going as long as they're stable. So them being stable is the most important thing after you trauma dump on them.
Let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since 57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Yeah, no, it's... people get angry about the different things, and you're just getting told about the end of the world. I wouldn't expect anyone to be, you know, like, happy. I'm grateful I, in theory, should not have to worry about this.
Data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require?
We'll get to that later.
At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stocks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
And they succeeded. That's good.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the Archive of Knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Were you asking for the bit, or were you legitimately asking? Because I'm willing to repeat that all if necessary, but I'll spare it if you don't actually need it. Bit, okay. Again, I am intentionally scrolling through this very quickly live on stream. So in theory, if and when this is watched on YouTube, you can come back and pause it as needed. Yeah, also, good point. So I mentioned them on stream, or like at the end of a stream a while back. Gotta give them time to pause and read here. But I mentioned them on stream a while back, but there's a YouTube channel that I've watched a fair bit of, who kind of goes into the lore and stuff both in a lot greater detail than I like. I'm intentionally withholding a fair bit, both by pausing to let read and not reading them on the screen myself, and also that isn't as obvious that from what the game tells us. There's also, but the downside here's that there's a link to that channel if you're interested. The downside is there's a lot of stuff about both the first game, stuff we've seen, stuff we haven't seen from the first game, the DLC, the second game's DLC. So there's a whole lot of lore, but there are also, they're going to be spoilers about the entire franchise that we've seen so far. So very, very good channel. Her name is Random Side Quest on YouTube, and there's a lot of they do a lot of good stuff with the lore that I'm not doing, both intentionally and unintentionally.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Yes, so to answer that question, it might depend on like, per video, but, so, nothing in, like, the, how do I want to say this properly? There's nothing explicit spoiler wise in like the thumbnails or titles, from what I understand. But so, like, I'm scrolling through their videos right now, and it's like it'll say like which game it's talking about and which like what the topic of the video is. So kind of the understanding is that the God, where it all begins. So I don't remember off the top of my head if they explicitly say, like Luxon does, kind of which or what games they would, what parts would be spoiled, but each thing is like each video would kind of go into it assuming to be spoiled about this specific thing, and yes, if it says like Forbidden West, it'll probably spoil at least that thing about Forbidden West, and would make the assumption that you've played through the original game too. Yeah. Yes, like that. Wish I were better at explaining things. Yes, they do a good job about kind of explaining all the lore, but it's just it's based on the idea that you've played up to the point they're kind of talking about. Is this the vault with the removed Easter egg room of a dude? I have no idea. That is all news to me.
If you're still nauseous. No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo.
Alert.
Like us.
Medical wing inaccessible.
That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together with your loved ones in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry.
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
So not everyone was on board. Also, what do you mean, yes? Maybe I shouldn't have asked that. Never mind. Don't answer.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist. dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You know... Get your hands off me!
Yep. Yeah, this guy was talking about, like, the space flight thing, and so there was, I'm not sure if I've seen anything that had this mentioned, and this will kind of get revisited a little later too, I'm sure, but there was, in this Horizon universe, there was an attempt to build a spaceship to go to the Sirius system that never really had anything happen to it. It just kind of got abandoned at some point. Stranded shackles. I'm sorry? Hold on. Trading with merchants. Okay. I do not... I also have this necklace that I picked up a while ago. I don't know what to do with this, to be honest. I honestly don't. I mean, probably somebody in Meridian, but it's not something I remember from the first time through. There is a dude in Meridian that takes junk. Yeah, I may visit him later.
Intruder! Get her!
Oh,
whatever you do, don't die now. Is there a threat?
Just on my face.
Oh, nice. I leveled up too. Nope, don't want this. I want to grab you. Yes.
Luck's with me.
At least we have 3 big guns. The word is interesting. Define interesting. You don't have to... If you can keep it vague, that'd be nice, but, like, now I'm curious.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair. Not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Yeah, so they brought along both scientists to be able to do the science stuff, and, like, historians and cultural experts to do the culture stuff, too. Just neat.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are.
God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Yeah, it's not a terrible deal, I guess. Year and a half of work for 30 of... Well, it's kind of retirement, I guess, but...
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe anyway.
I'll find a use for you.
A lot of people did seem to want to help, too. That's all you're saying. Oh, I'm very scared of this now.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to find the right configuration.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse.
Maybe
I don't
there's
get
a
paid to clean up
storage
Brett's
area
messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Oh, okay. There's one on this side, too. Alright, so this one is left. Then up, left, down, right.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Okay, that's this door. They said upstairs was a thing. Oh, please let me, thank you. Got that supply crate.
Found one. Looks intact.
Alright, now I can drop down and turn this on.
That should do the trick.
And this was
Now let's get that door open.
upside down. So it should be down, left, up. Down, left, up, right, down.
That did it. Door should have power.
Cool.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
Thank you, Silence. It's been a lot of mushrooms in here. These guys have had a lot of Oh, hello. A lot of health potions on them too.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Yeah, the answer is no, I can't avoid contact.
Cannot hide from our
Elevators not
You can't evade.
Stairwells have collapsed.
Shadow guide me. The shadow will reach you wherever you
That's the last of them.
No, it's not.
Maintenance structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
I should not have been able to get a silent strike on that.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
But get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Okay, who had... Somebody had a... You had a potion, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Awesome. Text. Elizabeth Sobek to Margot. Reassurance about people's skill about the project. Where's this, these ones here? Holo projector. Where's this one here? There's this guy. This text data point here. Reply about simulation results. Things are looking good. One of these things, yes, a holograph thing.
Hello,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Still thinking about them horse robots the guy can make.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Please let me scan this.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
Fine, I can't scan it through the wall. I see how it is.
More clips.
Careful now.
Always, oh Jesus, so many. So many people. Why are there so many people? I just wanted the lore, man. Didn't ask for people. I just have to drop down here, I guess. Encapsulated DNA is what they're going to use to store Apollo on. That's what they're saying.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries.
Oh, Jesus.
42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
They had to make 180 million genosect. That's a lot. That is quite a bit. Apollo update. 180 million genesect versus 1 lion. Testing was going well versus 1 sawtooth. The sawtooth might win. Alright, come and get me.
Get ready for the shadow sting. You will not escape.
That's the last of them. On once more.
Oh, this would have been nice.
Wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Well, I mean, it was a terrible cost, but life survived in the end. I don't know, I feel like I need some sort of optimism with all this.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol. The ultimate killer app.
Life
now,
found a way.
I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, a spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, Not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocating. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Yeah, release a cloud of nanobots that can dissolve inorganic matter and make it into life's own image. Like a sea of clouds or something. Store half of your consciousness in a pocket dimension. This is him responding to noise complaints, saying, nah, I'm good, I'm not gonna worry about that. You make it intentional, why not? This is how Hades would theoretically take over in the event that it needed to for Gaia. This is we're going to use our power to fell a god, and it's got to be Hades that we fell. Yes, indeed. This is saying that some of the stuff that this guy, Travis Tate, is submitting is not going to work out properly.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable.
No eugenics, no super genius babies.
Collation
Seems simple
and
enough.
provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
If you are ready, let's begin. I know enough French to be able to translate. Let's begin the experiment. The Raleigh Accords, shared by the Raleigh Collective. I wonder who did what. It's always Chaz. Yeah, so one cradle was sealed before the swarm got to it, and now they have to adjust for that. That's what that one was. There are more things down here. Here, a text data log. So they traded with this Far Zenith group for embryologist chamber things. A way to mass produce the storage they need for a lot of the stuff that they're trying to do.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Yeah, those. They did not come up with the technology themselves. Yeah. So, I don't know how much I should say about it now. Just don't remember A, what I've shown, and B, what we will find out. But yeah, so Far Zenith brought up that Far Zenith was a group who was looking to go to space instead of Zero Dawn as a solution. So the one guy was talking about that spaceship that was up in orbit in 57 or whatever. So they bought out that spaceship in that project, and they tried to do that instead of Zero Dawn. And so they had these fake wombs, and they traded Zero Dawn for them.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Yeah, no, I also have to be careful with how much I say, because there's just a lot that we haven't seen yet, and I don't want to spoil stuff that we're gonna come across eventually anyway.
Nuts would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though Campert forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment?
Thanks.
Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience
got removed.
a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Noted. I will Google that once I'm done.
You will undergo
Brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if...
Portal still.
Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Aww. Wish it didn't get cut off at the end. These just rats? No, this is the Deathbringer's guns. Rats.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
I don't like Ted. Ted's not a good guy. Dr. Sobek, please smoke 8 to 10 packs of cigarettes a day. We have so much alcohol for you, Dr. Sobek. Odyssey has failed. Okay, I'm glad I didn't say anything a minute ago about anything more about the that project. So the Odyssey was what I was talking about. This one I'll read. From Sobek to all the alphas. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. First thing this has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicates a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. The Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of human species and earthly life. We must succeed, Elizabeth. So, yeah, they bought up the Odyssey project that was left for a while, tried to leave, had an alpha build of Apollo, and it did not work. They blew up trying to leave. Which is not good. Malice did it.
Can't carry more.
Can't take carry more of how? It's more health potions. Okay.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore
Yeah, they
the
are.
registry of the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Yes, please.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Oh, not at all.
Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine.
Oh.
But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
You're the bastard, but why are you the bastard? Ah, shit.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Aw, at least you said we're valuable. After a second. Oh, this dick. You're a bastard, but you're valid. Hey, that's my bomb. That's a bomb. That's my move. Fuck you. Screw you, guy.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you.